Here we go. Welcome, 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 dear people. Welcome to the Mindset Revolution. My name is Neil Nasser. I have been a transformational mindset coach for several years now, teaching mindfulness and meditation. I have a real personal interest and drive in psychology of the mind, which has led me to have some phenomenal teachers over the years and some incredible role models who have helped me to harness and truly unlock my full potential through having a strong mindset and a strong outlook towards life and really unlocking my fullest potential. So, over the next hour, we'll dive deep into some ways that we can really unlock our fullest potential. And I'm really excited to have you guys join me on this journey of part one of our mindset revolution. And hopefully, we can all gain some great knowledge throughout today's session. And as we move forward into further sessions, we'll dive even further and even deeper. So let's kick off because this is a massive topic. Let's kick off firstly by understanding the power of unlocking our fullest potential through having the most correct mindset. So, the psychology of the mind delves into many different areas. Its profound influence that it influences our beliefs and our attitudes, and it shapes our lives. Now, as individuals, understanding the mechanics behind our mindset can help us to really harness this power to achieve our goals, to overcome obstacles, but also to have that right mindset truly enhances all aspects of our life. Well, it can really go deep and it can affect everything from our career advancements to our academic achievements to our relationships and ultimately our overall well-being, which is truly important in life. So first, I think the first step is for us to start recognizing the role of our mindset. What does that play in our daily lives? How does it affect our daily lives? And how we can enhance to allow us to take and begin our journey towards making those proactive steps, which is really important, the proactive steps to have a more conducive success rate within our lives. So let's start exploring. Okay. Generally, in life, there's two types of mindset. Okay. So if we look at it in a very theoretical way, there is the mindset that is pretty much fixed. So it's fixed in character and it's fixed in nature. The characteristics of a fixed mindset go quite deep. So let's explore this, this characteristics of this mindset that is fixed. Most of us have this, most of us innate go to this because it's our comfort zone, it's our comfort place. Let's think about this. By the belief that our abilities and intelligence are static, these are the traits that make sense to us. In other words, we're born with this, with a lot of it. You are who you are. This is a part of your DNA. Or is it? Having a fixed mindset leads to individuals avoiding certain areas of their lives, avoiding challenges. They can view failures as personal shortcomings. Question to yourself now, really, how many times have you avoided a challenge or a failure and looked at that failure as if it's something that is really bad, really something that has just annihilated your mindset, annihilated your viewpoint? Does anyone particularly know the name of a mindset trait that individuals have in that mindset? Well, we alluded to something. We alluded to this word, which was the comfort zone, which a lot of us do live in this comfort zone. A lot of us do live in this place where it's quite habitual. We have habitual patterns, which are all very safe and they're a very, very low scale of risk. It's extremely low risk. So, question to you, dear audience: what grows in the comfort zone? What grows in there? Generally, it's the same thing. If you eat, sleep, repeat, and you're doing the same thing consistently, nothing much grows in there. Now, interestingly, when you look at these kind of attributes, when you look at these ways of being, you can shift that fixed mindset. You can look at something totally different. Let's break down the other form of mindset, which is a growth mindset. When we look at these attributes of somebody with a growth mindset, we can see the characteristics where they're not afraid to step out of this zone of comfort. They tend to thrive on challenges by pushing themselves and giving themselves new things to try, new experience. They're willing to go that one step further. If we take an example of being in the gym, if you go into the gym and you're doing the same routine day in, day out, using the same weight, the same resistance, where's the growth in that? These people are willing to put that extra plate on, to push that resistance up, to go that little bit further. Generally, these people that have a growth mindset, these individuals see failures as opportunities for growth. They see challenges in their life and they know that these can be the greatest lessons and the greatest teachers for us. Imagine that. Imagine having a mindset where you're not afraid to fail, you're not afraid to make mistakes, because you know at the end of the day, you're gonna you're gonna learn from it. You're gonna increase your knowledge from it, and you're gonna be able to do so much more from this. They tend to believe in the capacity for change, and they make improvements and make strides to do so each day, pushing their boundaries, investing in their life, the life that they've been blessed with. We've all been blessed with. They're on a mission to become the best version of themselves, the best version that they could possibly be. Now, you've all heard the phrase, this wonderful phrase, this characteristic called YOLO, right? YOLO stands for what? You only live once. Is this a fixed mindset or a growth mindset? You only live once. I would say this is a very fixed mindset. Instead of YOLO, we should look at it as YODO. YODO is more of a growth mindset. So rather than you only live once, it's actually you only die once. You're only given one opportunity, one life. So you've got to make the right choices to push yourself to live this life that you're given to the best of your ability, to keep growing, to keep enhancing, and to keep on pushing yourself. This is how you get real growth in your life. This is how you really face challenges and you make a massive difference to your life. Imagine walking through life and thinking, you know what? I'm going to take advantage of each and every situation. I'm going to have a growth mindset that if I step out of that comfort zone, if you're constantly looking over the fence and thinking the grass is greener on the other side and you're not watering your own grass, then what are you doing? Fixed mindset or growth mindset? Let's look through a couple of real life examples because there's some incredible inspirational people out there that we can learn from. Okay. So first and foremost, let's think about um, who can we think about? Let's think about Richard Branson. A lot of you know Richard Branson, right? So Richard Branson, he's the CEO and founder of Virgin. Okay. So in his office right now, he's known as Mr. Yes. Everyone around the office knows him as Mr. Yes. Did you know that he struggled with dyslexia all of his life? That could be a barrier, a challenge, or an obstacle, but did he do that? No. Okay, so Branson dropped out of school at the age of 16, right? Because they didn't help him or support him through that whole process. But what did he then go on to do? As soon as he dropped out of school, he created a youth culture magazine called The Student, a publication run by students which sold for about $8,000. He sold advertising for $8,000. In fact, he gave away the editions for free. He launched this in 1966. 50,000 copies were distributed for free with Branson's award-winning covers and covering his costs through advertising, starting his whole empire, this whole Virgin Empire that you see now, space shuttles and planes and Virgin Media. Some of you may be using Virgin Wi-Fi right now, broadband. He started this whole business off in a telephone box, just a telephone box. Those of you that are old enough to remember what a telephone box is, well, used to put coins in and used to have to make calls, 10p. Now it's probably two, three, £4 to make a phone call in a phone box, if they still exist. Now, why do they call him Mr. Yes? This is the interesting thing for me when I read about Richard Branson, because he never ever turns down an idea without exploring it first. Can you imagine? He never turns down an idea without exploring it in full detail. He surrounds himself with a team, and this team are all like-minded people. They're all like-minded individuals. Imagine that. They all share and they all believe in one vision, one goal. And together they work towards this goal. And this goal, my dear friends, is priceless, something that we can learn from. If you fail, then you have learned a priceless lesson. Imagine that. Now let's pick up on that word failure, because failure is a roadblock, right? It's a mindset, it's a fear. Let's use another live example. Everybody uses this person's invention on every single day, every single basis. As soon as it gets dark, what do? We switch the light on. Do we ever consider who invented the light bulb? Well, that was Thomas Edison. Okay, so he invented the light bulb. And it's said, and I quote it said because, it's hit and miss whether this is 100% true, but it's a beautiful, inspirational example for having a growth mindset. That when he was successful, a reporter came to him and asked him, why did you fail? Or how did it feel to fail 999 times, whatever the number was? And on the 1000th time, he was successful. The reporter asked him, how did it feel to fail? Now, Edison is reported to as saying, I never failed. It taught me 999 ways not to make the light bulb. 999 lessons he had within that. Imagine that. If we start looking at life like we can never fail, excuse me, if we can never fail, we can never um, do something with fear and then fall on our backs and then get back up. It's not about if you fall over 8 times, how many times you lying down. It's about the ninth time when you step back up again and face that challenge. There's countless examples and narratives for us to glean valuable lessons from, practical strategies by implementing this mindset theory to own our lives. This is a massive word that I want you to start to understand. Start to understand that you can own your life. Take back control. Take back control, that you're allowing your fears to take over. In order for us to move forward, in order for us to learn our first lessons, you've got to learn to let go. Okay, let go of the things that are holding you back. These act like, let's call them anchors. Okay, we can visualize a ship. They're like anchors holding the ship back, holding you from moving forward. Okay, so you try and go forward, it pulls you back. You try and go forward, and it pulls you back every single time. And we spend, my dear friends, a lot of time trying to pull the anchor out of the water. Sometimes utilizing some of that energy just to let go by cutting away that rope of that anchor allows you to move forward. Because these anchors can be some of the weightiest things that hold us back. They hold us back with such things as limited beliefs. Which moves on to our next area that I want to discuss, these limited beliefs, because this is a massive word, an incredible thing that holds deep within us, resonates within us. What are they? What are self-limited beliefs? Seems to be a bit of a trend word right now, right? So you hear it all the time. Oh, you've got limited beliefs. We've got this, you've got that. Well, friends, they're really, really deep. They run deep within us. They're ingrained within us. Okay, so if I start to break them down, these things really become a constraint for us individuals from having action towards reaching our full potential. Think about this for a moment. How many of us were told at a really young age that we're never going to amount to nothing? How many of us were told that we're always getting things wrong? You're always making mistakes. What's the point in trying? Because you're never going to be able to. These are all limited beliefs. Now, maybe this could have happened at school. Maybe you were called particular names relating to your size, your weight, your look, your face, your skin color, even. Let's guess what happens when you reach maturity. When you reach adulthood, as we grow and as we move forward in our lives, these start to be the things that hold us back. These are the kind of things that we tell ourselves. We become scared, we become isolated, we become depressed. We spend our lives in our comfort zone and we never reach our full potential. You're held back by your limited beliefs. Excuse me. And these limited beliefs become our anchors. These anchors that hold us back. So, what's the first step? How can we challenge these limited beliefs? How can we move forward? What's the first step in actually, moving forward from these limited beliefs and actually being in a place where we are feeling more at ease and more comfortable with the person that we are? So, we need to identify them firstly. What are they? What is holding us back from becoming our best version of ourselves, becoming number one in our lives? Limited beliefs, my dear friends, are broken down generally into four categories. So if we go through the four categories and I'll explain them one by one. So first and foremost, you've got limited beliefs about the world. Okay. Now these beliefs are about how things are. And the belief of your circumstances become out of your control. So things like lack of time is a common limited belief, okay? Limited beliefs about the world also include things like denial, things like true love doesn't exist. How many times have you heard that? Probably in movies, right? True love never exists. Job satisfaction. It's impossible to find that right job. It's impossible to be happy at work. Listen, my friends, changing limited beliefs like these ones can be some of the hardest things, okay? The hardest things that we do in life. But when you do, you'll be rewarded with unimaginable possibilities. Which leads on to the next part, the next category of limited beliefs. We have limited beliefs about people. Yeah? How many of us have this? Limited beliefs about people involves carrying what others think about you. Make sense? What others think about you. This goes beyond things like social anxiety. It's often other people will think I am X, Y, or Z. You fill in the blank. Awkward, stupid, unlovable, unapproachable, all of this stuff. These are limited beliefs that other people, labels that other people put on ourselves. But hear this, perfection comes from this type of limited belief as well. It can be a polar opposite. It's the belief that what others will be disappointed in or won't love about you if you don't act in a certain way. So people have expectations of you. Imagine that. So these are the ones you can start challenging. The next one is a powerful one. It's the limited belief about yourself, about you, about me as an individual. Unlike caring what others think, this limited belief about yourself happens within you. It's inherent. You tell yourself things like, I'm awkward, I'm stupid, I'm unlovable, I'm unapproachable, I'm moody, I can't achieve, I'm unmotivated, I'm tired. All of these things, that's you telling yourself these limited beliefs. You start believing them. Other common self beliefs include things like, you're too old, or you're too ugly to learn, or you can't learn new skills. Let me tell you something right now, today, 25th of May, none of these facts are true. They are just stories that you, my dear friends, have told yourself. And you have the power to change your story right now, today. The reason that you're attending this seminar is because you want to challenge that, and you can challenge that. So make today count. The next limited belief is entitled beliefs. You'd be surprised to learn that limited beliefs can sometimes feel quite empowering. We can feel empowered by them, okay? Believing that the world owes you something, that others owe you something, or you can just get your way. These are often excuses for growth, but they keep you in that comfort zone. Because if you sit on your sofa expecting things to come to you, believe you me, it's never going to come to you. One day, someone's going to knock on your door and repossess your house and take your sofa away from you. So that's the comfort zone, my dear people. That's the comfort zone. This is where we need to step. So the first step, we've just broken these down into 4 categories for you. The first step towards combating your limited beliefs is to take responsibility. You need to take responsibility of you. You are the one in control. When you look at things, we tend to choose different circumstances that are way beyond our control and try to change those. But we can't change things that are out of our control. Let me give you a visualization. Okay. So, this visualization, I want you to imagine 3 circles. Okay. One is a really big circle. I mean, you could probably cover the globe with this circle. It's so big. Now, this circle, this large circle on the outside, represents to us the thousands upon thousands of things that are well out of our control. We can't control them. It's impossible. I'll give you a scenario. If it's raining outside, can you control the rain? Can you control what you were told as a child? No. Can you control what others think about you? What they say about you? How others act towards you? The answer to all of these is no. These are all in that massive circle. What question? Why do we spend so much time and energy trying to control things that are well out of our control, trying to control others, trying to control the weather, trying to control people's thoughts? Why do we do that? We waste a lot of energy. Now we've got our big circle. This is the circle of things that we cannot control. Now I want to picture a smaller circle in the middle. Okay. So now we've got 2 circles, almost like a target board. This is our second circle. And in this second circle, this is called the circle of influence. Okay. So you can influence the situation. So if we use that same example, that it's raining outside, and I need to go out, I need to go to the store, and I'm going to walk there because I want to get the movement in, I want to get the steps in. What can you do? How can you influence that? Well, it's quite simple when you break it down. You put a jacket on, you take an umbrella. Make sense? So what about things about when you were taught too badly as a child? How do you let go of these limited beliefs? What's in your influence stage in that point? You can learn to let go, or you could take some support, get an accountability partner, do some meditation, some contemplation. You could invest in some therapy or some counseling. You find your journey towards letting go, and don't let that be the obstacle. This is you. Remember, I said about anchors? Rather than trying to pull these anchors to move forward and it gets frustrating, this is you cutting that rope and allowing yourself, dear people, to move forward. Okay? So take control back of your life. It's time. It's time for you to do that. And you can do that. Believe you me, you can. I'm talking from experience here. Then, so we've got our 2 circles. We got our medium circle. In the middle, I want you to visualize a very small circle. If I get my eye and just, there you go, really small circle. It's a tiny circle in the middle. This is our target. This is our focus. Now, the reason that this circle is so tiny is because you can only fit two letters in there. What do you think these two letters are? In fact, it's one of the two-letter words in the dictionary that we find difficult to say. And maybe I'll allude to the other one in another session. But this one is an M and an E. Me. They're the only two letters you can fit into this circle because this, my dear friends, is the only thing in this world that you can control. Should be your focus. This is the most important thing where we need to focus on and in because you're the most important person in this world. That's the only thing that you can control, nothing else. You can't control others, the weather, you can't control the wife, the children, da 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 da. All of these things. You can only control the way that you handle situations, the way you perceive things. Is this a fixed mindset or a growth mindset? Question to you guys, something for you to think. If you're focusing on controlling yourself, the way you react, the way you are, the way you handle situations, then this is a growth mindset. This is you growing and learning through situations. When you approach a situation, you ask yourself certain things. You ask yourself, whether can I control the situation, whether it's within my bounds, this limited belief that I'm holding on to, can I control it? Can I do anything about it? Then you ask yourself, can I influence it? So quite a simple process, right? If you can't influence it, then what do? You bring it back to yourself and bring that focus back to yourself. That's important, right? Remember, you, my dear friends, you are the most important person in this world. So let go of the things that you cannot control. Let go of the things that are well out of your comfort zone, restriction, and this will start helping you to achieve and to be more successful in life. Challenge your self beliefs. And the more you do this, the more you practice this is going to bring us into our next part of this topic. And I want to cover today, we've got about half an hour left. It's cultivating resilience, because that's really important. Cultivating resilience is phenomenal. The role of resilience in navigating challenges and step backs is your ability to adapt and to bounce back from adversity. Adaptability and bouncing back from adversity. It plays such a crucial role in achieving long-term success and well-being. Imagine that long-term success. Imagine having that sense of well-being through the resilience, the adversity that you go through, and being able to have that inner strength, that inner core, to be able to have that sense of, I've done this, I've achieved this. In this segment, we're going to explore some various areas in terms of how we can navigate through some uneventful challenges, things in our lives that throw us these boulders and rocks. And we'll look at some strategies of how we can bounce back. Building resilience is a skill. Okay. And I've just told you some of the skills that you can do because these limited beliefs that you have is a way for you to start to build some resilience. It's a way for you to challenge the norm of what you normally would do, your normal approach, how you would look and examine certain challenges in your life, things that you've been told all of your life, these limited beliefs that you hold on yourself. Every time you challenge one and squash one, this is building inner resilience, inner strength, inner core, an ability to move forward even further in your life. It's a skill that's cultivated through intentional practice. It's a shift in mindset. Remember, this is the mindset revolution. What do you think is a shift in mindset from and to? That person that sees those problems and doesn't have the strength to do it or to move forward has that fixed mindset, right? But the person that has faced all those challenges, faced those limited beliefs, faced those obstacles, overcome, built that resilience, now has the growth mindset. Where do you want to be? Fixed Or do you want to be growth? What do you want in your life? Live in that comfort zone, same day, same routine, achieving the same things. If I quote Einstein at this point here, it's a beautiful quote, and I've used it so many times through coaching sessions with my clients, especially over the last few weeks for some reason. He says it's idiocy to continue to do the same things over and over again and expect greater results, to get better outcomes. Imagine that. Just think about that for a moment. I'm just going to sip some water while you think about that. We keep on doing the same things over and over again and expect different results. What are we going to achieve from that? That's right. Every single day is an opportunity for growth. Every challenge that you face is a lesson for you. And we need to embrace that. Learn how to build that resilience through challenging those, from developing that growth mindset, from cultivating self compassion, fostering self support, having the right networks around you. Your network equals your net worth. Imagine that. Your network equals your net worth. Think about that. Honestly, if we have a strong group of people around us, if we have coaches, if we have mentors, if we have great role models, if we have incredible friends, brothers and sisters, people that push us, that becomes your net worth, right? If I have friends like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or Bill Gates, these entrepreneurs of this world that we know, and I'm just throwing these names out there, then what is our potential? What are we then going to become? It helps us to develop more resilience and a different outlook to life, and helps us to develop in our daily lives. I find, running these sessions, running these seminars always helps us to really, enhance our thought process, is for us to think about real life examples. So I'm going to give you a couple, maybe some names that you may know or may not know. There's a lady called Bethany Hamilton, such an inspiration to millions of people around the world. Her incredible resilience and determination is unbound. Honestly, you read this story, and I urge you, just go onto Google and type Bethany Hamilton. She was born in Hawaii in 1990. Hamilton was a really talented surfer from a really young age, surfing on those waves. She had her sights set on becoming a professional athlete, and everything was pushing towards that area. I mean, she was so super talented. However, at the age of 13, her life changed forever. How? She was surfing one day and she was attacked by a 14-foot tiger shark while surfing. 14-foot tiger shark. She's only 13 years old. At this point, you would think, this is going to put her off. In that attack, she lost her left arm. Like the shark took the left arm. But she refused to allow this to be a setback for her dreams. Imagine, she's lost the left arm, the shark attack, the phobia, the trauma, the fear of going back into that water. Not only that, the physical attribute of losing an arm, the the rehabilitation to be able to balance again on a surfboard. But yet within weeks after the attack, she was back in the water. She learned how to surf again with one arm. She went on, my dear friends, to become a professional surfer, competing in events all around the world, and inspires countless people. Not only that, not only she still pushed for her dreams, her goals, and her aspirations, she also went on to become an advocate. An advocate for what? Shark conservation. The same thing that attacked her is the same thing that she went on to try to save. She raised awareness using her platform to show the importance of protecting these creatures. In fact, she went on to write incredible books. I think several books, to be honest with you. Her autobiography, if you want to research it, it's a great book. It's called The Soul Surfer. And I think it was made into a film, I believe. Yeah, maybe it did. Her experience is testimonial to the power of human spirit and that we can achieve incredible things when we refuse to give up on our dreams. In fact, we can turn it on our head. Phenomenal. Everybody's heard of Harry Potter. You know what? Who has not heard of Harry Potter? The author's J.K. Rowling, right? A pseudonym. Let me talk to you about her because we know of her, right? Do you know? Obviously, she's a very celebrated writer, but she found her way. She climbed out of a really dark moment in her life to become this successful writer. I think she was born in England around about 1965. Her childhood was okay, but she was quite poor in her upbringing. She had family illnesses. She survived an abusive relationship, and then she just struggled a lot through depression. And I believe she even contemplated suicide. But despite all these challenges that she went through, she found solace in writing and began working on this manuscript of these Harry Potter books. At the same time, she was struggling. While she was writing these books as a single mother, living on government assistance, on welfare, on benefit system, she faced so many rejections when she got those books. Imagine you've got probably one of the world's most successful novels, books that you could even imagine. It's been turned into films. There's Harry Potter Land and all of this, and so many publishers turned her down before securing her first deal. The success of Harry Potter series is unprecedented, right? The books selling maybe 500 million copies worldwide and a global inspiration. Literally, success aside success, Rowling has become one of the most outspoken advocates for social justice and equality. She uses now her platform to raise awareness of things like poverty and mental health. She's also established a foundation, the Lumos Foundation, Lumos, if I believe. It's a charity to help children around the world with who live in institutions, live in orphanages. Incredible, incredible resilience in modern day time. Think about that. Couple of examples. What other examples can we bring to table? Well, we can't not talk about resilience and not talk about Nelson Mandela. 1918, Mandela was a vocal opponent to apartheid system in South Africa. Phenomenal, outspoken. He was arrested in 1962 for his activism and incarcerated, not jailed, incarcerated for 27 years, not in a windowed room, but a barred one. Often some real harsh, inhumane conditions that he went through. Despite all of that cruelty and injustice that happened for him, he refused to give up fighting this injustice, standing up for equality. He emerged out of prison in 1990, I believe, and became a powerful symbol for the anti-apartheid and the movement. Worked tirelessly to just eradicate that system. Went on to being awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, and then 94 became the first black president of South Africa, and continued for the rest of his life to work on social justice, become founders of charities, etc. You name it. His experiences that he went through gave him strength of human spirit, importance of fighting against justice and equality, fighting for justice and equality, and even facing, you know, unbelievable challenges that we think we've got challenges in this life. Imagine what Nelson Mandela went through, and his legacy now, just the fact that I even mentioned his name throughout today's session, it just lives on forever and ever. He sparks to be a role model for everybody, society, whatever age, young or old. He is a symbol for hope against injustices. So let's think about that. When you read his autobiography, it helps us to move on to the next level. All these examples, you have something within their works, their lives that helps us to understand how they built that resilience, how they faced that challenge, how they overcame certain things that they had, their limited beliefs, their obstacles and challenges. They harness the power of visualization and they harness the power of affirmation. Imagine this. This visualization is a technique that's been used for years. Performers, entrepreneurs, politicians, athletes, people that have been successful, that have to mentally rehearse success to enhance their performance. Imagine the success rate behind a visualization, seeing yourself pushing past the goal, pushing forward where you want to get to. Visualize that moment. Understand that the brain's neuroplasticity, the subconscious mind, understand that visualization helps us to rewire those neural pathways within the mind and prime our mind for success, because we can see ourselves doing it. We can see ourselves being successful. You visualize yourself pushing through those challenges. You visualize yourself walking through that door. You visualize yourself in that experience, that goal, that aspiration, that dream that you have. And that helps you to push forward because you can see yourself. Look at athletes. Let's just take athletes as an example. Let's use Usain Bolt, for instance, okay? Usain Bolt, he says, I trained 9 years for 9 seconds. Phenomenal. How many of us would even train 1 month and then we'd fail? 9 years for 9 seconds. Imagine that. Phenomenal athlete, went on to win 3 Olympic champions, holds world records. Such an inspiration when you actually really think about where he came from in rural Jamaica to come onto the world stage and literally blow up. Super talented guy. But I just use this as an example because if you ever watch him or any athlete that's on that starting line, they're waiting for the starter pistol and their heads are down and they look up and they raise and they're visualizing the finish line. They're picturing themselves smashing through that visualization of that finish line, going through it, smashing through, beating competitors. Their mind is so focused on their goal. That's them reprogramming their mind. And it's not just during the race, it's all the preparation work before it. It's from today, it's from now. If you have a goal, if you have an aspiration, if you have a dream, start visualizing yourself going through the barrier that's holding you back, smashing through those obstacles, those challenges to get to your dream and get to your goal. This visualization is such a powerful tool. Let's move slightly on to some affirmations. These affirmations, again, incredible for the subconscious mind. They reinforce your desires for belief and your behaviors, your patterns for learning, crafting yourself. Remember the limited beliefs, the things that you're telling yourself. Remember, I was saying, like, there's a limited belief about self. So things that you tell yourself, I can't do this. I'll never be able to achieve this. I'm not going to be able to move forward. These are the things that hold you back. But if we flip that narrative and tell ourselves more positive things, these are known as affirmations. Things that start with words like I can, I will, I am. Sentences that start like that. I can achieve. I believe. I am strong. I am determined. You start feeding yourself words like this in your mind. You don't have to say them out loud. Of course, you can. You say them out in your mind, repetitively, continuously. I am strong. I believe. I can. You start repeating these words. They become your manuscript, your script that you will utilize. They become your mantra, the mantra of you. Rather than nots, their do's. Rather than wants, their needs. Rather than needs, their wills. Rather than that, they push you and strive you forward. These affirmations can be such a powerful tool. I'll give you a tip. Okay. One of the greatest ways to perform an affirmation is to actually look at yourself deep into your eyes. Look into the mirror. It's a mirror that we're afraid to look at because we don't like looking at ourselves, but utilize the mirror for you. This is a great tool for you to build strength and change that mindset. Change this person that you are. Believe in your own inner strength. Look at yourself in your eyes and tell yourself, I can, I will, I believe, whatever your mantra will be, whatever that affirmation will be. But start it off by using your name. Your name is your label. You attune to it. So if somebody says Neil, they say Neil, I'm attuned to it. Like my ears are pricked up and I'm like, okay, I'm listening. That's my name. So call yourself by your name. It's going to give you your attention and your attention towards that yourself, and repeat it over and over again every day. And hopefully we all do this. Pray we do. We brush our teeth. Okay. Now I use an electric toothbrush. A lot of people use them. Sometimes manual toothbrush, no problem. But generally, we brush our teeth for around about 2 minutes, as recommended by our dentists. God bless all our dentists out there. Maybe some of you are watching. We're in that mirror for 2 minutes and we look at ourselves. I don't know why there's just a habit that we have that we look in the mirror while we're brushing our teeth. Use that as an opportunity. That's a moment for you in the morning for 2 minutes to feed yourself some positive affirmations. And I challenge you to do this because what will happen, you will see a physical change in your body. You'll start standing straighter, your shoulders will get higher, you'll become taller, you'll feel this sense of inner strength and inner power building within you. There'll be that one phrase that you use: I can, I will, I am, whatever that phrase is. Make it nice and affirmative, nice and positive. And the more you repeat that as you're brushing your teeth, as you're saying, Neil, I can, yeah, X, I can, Y, I can, and you keep telling yourself that using your name continuously, watch the change in cycle. And you do this continuously every single day and becomes a healthy habit for you, something that you start your day with. You all have a nutritional breakfast. You may have that coffee in the morning, but this is your nutrition for that day. And that will really help you to enhance yourself and be ready to set yourself forward. You can use tools. You can use guided visualizations. You can envision the future. You can manifest your goals. You can affirm yourself and push yourself forward. You can use many things in your life that will really help you. There's so many ways for us to actually move forward. There are so many ways for us to enhance ourselves and to be able to, be able to encourage ourselves, be able to put our best foot forward. I want to leave a little bit of space and time for any questions that anybody might have. We've got roughly 10 minutes before the end of the stream. So if you have any questions at all, my dear friends, my dear participants, leave them in the comments field. We have access to the comments field right now, and I'd love to try to help you and support you. If you are watching right now and you're not quite sure of anything, no question is silly. So feel free to fire away. We're here to help in whatever best way we possibly can. And yeah, it's about 10 minutes left to the end of today's live. We're hoping to put another live on in the next couple of weeks, so watch out for that. This is not just a one-off event. This is the Mindset Revolution. As I said, I'm Neil Nasser. I am a transformational mindset life coach. You can see all the information scrolling at the bottom of your screen there. If you want to contact us, you can go on our website, NMN Life Solutions. That's the company that we founded. Please do follow us on all our socials at nmnlifesolutions.com. NMN Life Solutions on social medias, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all of these things. What we do on a daily basis is we post motivational content, real shorts, videos to help you to enhance your life, to help you to become the best version of yourself. But if anybody does have any questions at all, feel free to use that comments section right now. We're just going to bring the comments field up on our screen and have a quick look. Just grab a bit of water. Please forgive me because I'm suffering with a bit of cold. I picked up a bit of a cold on the plane back from Vancouver, where we were hosting an event quite recently. So forgive me for coughing and stuff throughout today, but Hopefully, next one will be a lot better. Feel free to add your comments on there. We'll move into the next section if time prevails. We may start this off. So, embracing this growth mindset is a life learning tool. The importance of continuous learning and development is so highly important. What is development? It's developing yourself by gaining more knowledge. Even within the word knowledge, it tells us that it's everlasting. Break down that word for me. No ledge, knowledge, no ledge. There is no ledge to it. It continuously goes. We're taught to enhance our knowledge from cradle to the grave, to keep on pushing forward. So, lifelong learning is the cornerstone of personal and professional development. It enables us individuals to adapt change, to acquire new skills, and to stay relevant in this rapidly developing world. Let's not kid ourselves. This world is continuously evolving with the advancements in AI technology, you know, the advancements in social media and how we can interact with one another. Just think right now we're doing a seminar live on LinkedIn and it's free. It's very easy to do. You don't have to book a room. You don't have to travel. You're in the comfort of your own home, wherever you are in the world. As we gain more skills and more knowledge, it's the process of this learning. Once you embrace that knowledge, once you've read it, once you digest it, the real learning happens, my dear friends, from the application of the knowledge, from applying the knowledge. So if you apply the knowledge towards your life, if I learn something that is poignant towards my life and I apply it towards my life, then I understand the full application of it. I understand the true meaning of it. It helps us to adapt. It helps us to be more focused, to be more strong. As we acquire these new skills and we apply these new skills, we learn to embrace them. And we embrace them through this growth mindset, adopting that mindset for curiosity of learning. There's so many great resources out there. There's so many great examples out there. We can discover these opportunities. We can fuel our initiatives and we can foster our resilience in the face of adversity by learning about what others do or embracing this knowledge that's out there for us. And we can create strategies for ourselves, strategies that we can implement and we can change and we can allow ourselves to keep moving forward. When you go into situations, when you're with people, you can seek feedback. So, for instance, knowledge is not just about what's read or what's watched. It can be an interaction with a colleague at work. It could be a manager. It could be a business partner, a mentor, a coach. It could be your life partner. It could be your friend, your mother, anybody that holds you accountable and is safe in that safe zone. Seek some feedback from them. How can I improve? What can I do better? And that feedback is knowledge. Okay, that's lifelong learning. Then you utilize that feedback to enhance yourself further. You utilize that feedback to become the better version of you. Embrace the journey of mastering yourself. It's an essential component to have a growth mindset. Learn how to overcome your challenges through opportunities of growth, seeking constructive feedback, for example, and embrace that process of mastery. Embrace each step of it. You're then in tune to them reframing yourself, reframing the mind, rewiring the mind. You seek learning opportunities within everything. Even if you know that you're going to fail, you still have a go and you still try. And then you learn from it. Remember what I said about Einstein there, that quote that 999 times, whatever that number was, he kept on trying to build the light bulb. He saw every time that he failed as a way not to do it. So you cultivate that relationship with failure and that relationship with fear. Instead of looking at fear in this way that we normally do, FEAR, forget everything and run, which is our normal mindset, we look at it in a different way. We face it, we embrace it, we make it achievable, and then we turn it into our reality. FEAR. What a different way of looking at it. The fixed mindset will be forget everything and run. The growth mindset faces it, it embraces the challenge, makes it achievable for them, and then turns it into their reality and becomes really powerful from it. So, this is how you transform and move yourself into a more productive mindset. In our next session, we'll continue to cover this embracement for challenge, this lifelong learning. For my own benefit, I think this is a really good opportunity for us to hold. And we will have another session in the next couple of weeks. As I say, this is the revolution. This is the start of the revolution, and there'll be many more of these live interactions, many more events that we'll be putting on over the coming days and weeks to come. Hopefully, you are there and you are watching, and you can sign up to our website. You can follow us on our social media for daily doses of inspiration, positivity, and ways of you to actually have a more productive mindset. Go to our website, nmnlifesolutions.com. We offer a free service, a free consultation service. You can book in. It's a half an hour consultation with myself or one of my other coaches. And what we then do is see whether we can work with you to help you and support you through the process of either mindfulness, through meditation, through coaching one to one, whether it be leadership, business, personal relationships, spirituality, and growth. This is what we're here to do. We're here to help in whatever way. So check out our website, subscribe to our mailing list as well. We just had one or two questions. I just got a couple of minutes left that I want to do. They've come to me via WhatsApp, so some personal friends on there. So they're talking about limited beliefs, and they're asking what's the best way that I recommend a tip for them to overcome a limited belief. Okay, so first and foremost, I'm going to give you, we've got a short amount of time. Write it down, put it down. You've all heard of a spidergram. Put your limited belief in the middle in a circle. What is that limited belief? And then use the spider to challenge every single area of it. Is this really you? 99% of the time, this is not you, my dear friends. Visualizing it, putting it in front of you takes it out of your head. It's on that piece of paper. And I love paper and pen, very old school, but there's something transformational when you take it from your mind into the real world. Write it down and challenge that limited belief. Once you've challenged it, once you've got it inside you, in front of you, on that piece of paper, and you've got that in there, you feel so much more empowered. You can take that piece of paper, you can tear it up into 1,000 pieces. You can go into the garden and burn it. You can go and put it into your recycling bin. You can shred it because it doesn't belong in you anymore. That limited belief has disappeared. So that's one strategy for you to cultivate that limited belief. The second question that came in was about the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. How do you know what mindset you're in? Okay, so if you look at challenges and you fear moving forward, if you have very habitual behavior, if you have very routine behavior, so for example, if you're in a position where you do the same thing every single day, you eat the same food on the same days of the week, you spend your evenings in front of the TV, you don't push yourself, you don't face challenges well, you don't engage very well in groups, you don't want to go out of your comfort zone, you tend to see the same people all the time, it's generally you got a fixed mindset. And I'm generalizing here. If you've got a growth mindset, you then you look at opportunities for growth. You keep pushing yourself. So you'll put yourself in new situations. You'll put yourself into areas that are more challenging to give you more exposure, and you kind of still feel that failure. You still have that fear for it, but you know that as you go through that failure, you will succeed. Anyway, we've come to the end. I hope that you enjoyed part one of the Mindset Revolution. My name is Neil Nasser, Mindset Life Coach. Please do check us out, NMN Life Solutions. We'll see you again in our next workshop, seminar, whatever you want to call it. and we look forward to seeing you again. Thank you so much for engaging. Have a great day. Stay focused and stay positive.